The Nkandla matter has been a big problem for all of us.
What I saw there was not a problem of coaching, was a bunch of losers who don't have got any respect for this country.
When I use the term honorable, I do it out of respect for the traditions and conventions of this august house.
Sanbonani, Dumelang Absheni, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your weekly show, The Scoop, where we put things into perspective, where we put things into a telescope, and then we critically analyze them. Of course, joining you right now, Ulindo Gusha Wagakulu, Donto Kapashe, Nongal Makatin Otinelap. Today we're speaking about something that's very important, something of great public importance, whereby the public have asked us, have been sending us emails, have been sending us Instagram pictures of the police brutality, and now we have taken the decision to speak about it today. We today are indeed speaking about the police brutality that has been happening in South Africa. Mind you, there are more than 60 cops that have been killed this year alone, and of course we will be critically analyzing that. But for now, you can just, if you want to interact with us, you can share your views on Facebook, The Scoop, and of course you can tweet us on at The Scoop. Now we're Cynthia Sanamugela Gule show. So the topic, I reiterate, is the police brutality that has been happening in South Africa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I've mentioned before, Uguti, it's about 60 police that have been killed. But today we're going to speak to Cynthia, who will tell us exactly the first-hand experience. I experienced it at the time when me and Noake Ashon. Sawona futhi ona Cynthia. I'm sure it was a shock to you to find out Uti, your husband, the father of your child, has been brutally murdered on his way to your baby shower. Is it?
Yes, it is true, and I was shocked when I heard it. In fact, I thought that they were playing this prank on me because my husband just left at Uyotenga Izindo for a baby shower. And then 30 minutes down the line, 5 cops walked in but they wanted to talk to me. So, okay, go sharp. We sit down and the bank my husband was really. And to me, I couldn't believe it because we were planning to have this baby shower for our second child. So, he experienced it, and I'm still going through a process that I'll never see him again.
I'm sure you can see, viewers at home, that this is a very difficult time. But just to say, what I've noticed right now, what I've realized, which is many people do not realize, which even these policemen, the people who protect us, the people who put their lives in the line are actually people who have families, the people who have children like us, like every ordinary citizen. Now, Buntu, just briefly tell us how is this year's rate? About 60 cops, I think, approximately 60 cops were killed. How is it different from other years, and why should it raise concerns to us as our
Kapashe, sorry man, ndibulele kuqala ngethuba one palon bana ngize ngizokhuluma la nabalaleli nababukele emakhaya. And I must say that it is a bit drastic to see the numbers, because they've gone up 60 so far, and they're not even at the end of the year, but and then 60 police approximately have been killed. And it's quite alarming, because these police are the one who protect us, and they are the one who keep the law, meaning that they enforce law. So it is quite drastic to see that these police are being killed. And you need to understand that so far, if you remember last year, we're sitting at 39 police cops that were killed, and then the year before that it was about 59. So now it's 60. It's quite alarming, See, from the year before last it was 59, and then now it went down to 39. Now it's 60. So it's a bit alarming, and you need to understand sisephakathi unyaka ukapheli, but kodwa ke sekukhona lezi zinto ezinjena. So iyaxhalisa kakhulu, because and besides that, if you remember, there were more than 300 police cops who left the service in the first half of the year. So you can see if kuyaqhubeka ngolhlobo bazaba bangaphina amapolisa amshiyayo i-service leyo.
Of course, that's a very good question. How many cops are actually being intimidated by these things? But of course, we should take a closer look to the ministers, the approach in terms of our ministers. Of course, we had Ubheki Cele, you remember. Ubheki Cele was a police minister who implemented his ways of doing things, and they were questioned. If there was this thing, shoot to kill, where we protect cops, but really abantu were concerned about the ordinary citizens who are accused of being criminals, because you can never say which a person is a criminal until the prosecution. So how can you shoot to kill? Those are the questions. Those are the questions that I think our viewers at home, like I said before, on our Facebook, you can talk to us on The Scoop on Facebook, and of course on our Twitter. But before we go to the earthquake, I just want to say this, what are the differences between the approach minister to right now, Uriah Pierre, and of course the minister before, Ubheki Cele? What's the difference, and how does it help, or how does it make things worse? Approaches lower. Just think about it for now, and we'll quickly take a break. We'll be back after this. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, The Scoop. We've been reading our tweets, Lana. It's unfortunate, I had to print it out. Hey, technology. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Uthulani Skaulela, one of our police officers, and of course, we still joined by Expect Ubuntu. But just to go back on Ubuntu briefly before Siago Uthulani, our new guest, Ubuntu, what are the helplines? What are the numbers as a police, whereby they can be helped? Our families of the police can be helped in terms of these difficult times, because of course we Simbonile Mam Cynthia has problems with that. Maybe it's lack of knowledge, but just providing knowledge to our viewers at home.
My left arm.
Oh, of course.
And then I should say the time Ubheki Cele was police commissioner, things were better then. As you can imagine, 39 police were killed during his time. And then since he left, he was released from his duties, and then Uriah Pierre came into action, and you can tell the numbers are very devastating. Okay. And I lost my partner in this whole thing. The time and then no, I gave for 5 years, no give high, because so I left fully function, Lena lady problem yana. So yeah.
But at least I can see it's moving, Yana.
Yeah, it's moving, but it's not fully functioning.
Sure.
There are things that I cannot do using this hand.
Sure. So Tulani, just if you don't mind, just quickly take us through the scenario, the exact time. What was going through your mind when you were in duel with Ama criminals? What was happening? What was going through your mind? Who were you thinking about? Maybe the family members.
I mean, this thing is. Remember, you can't take out your weapon until the criminal answers tunya or some sort of a weapon. Then you can act on that, which is the law. Lauren, it's enforced right now that you cannot use your weapon unless you see for real, Lauren, your life is in danger. So kana kwe situation ni igrala ka fela yona. I mean, nekna ga bana go high or okay, what if lose bophelo ba ka mo since o be o di rutunchana exchange of bullets and all that. And then I mean because I became a policeman because I wanted to serve and protect the community. And then yeah, at that moment a lot of things were going on, but yeah.
Because we're running out of time right now, we would just like to briefly ask you, how helpful has the SAPS been?
Okay, look, I really didn't like I didn't really wait for them to like act for me, like help me back at this situation, because now I'm a security company. I decided that since I cannot work anymore, I decided that I should do something that I love. Like I love serving my country, so I decided to open a security company. And then yeah, my life depends on that now.
It's a very good thing that we have successful stories such as that a person would go through such drastic measures, such drastic situations, and at the end of the day become something of himself or continue with the passion of serving the nation. But we can just quickly take questions from our Twitter, from our social networks. Umandisa Lulana says, my son wants to be a police officer, but I don't support him because all of this violence. He's my child and cannot lose him. So you can understand my frustrations on that. But let us continue, for debate's sake, let's continue this talk, let's continue on our social networks. But for now, we just have to call it a day. Lindo Guhle, who was on the screen, please tell Abanya Badan which baze Lindo Guhle next time and we'll talk about these things. Goodbye.
The Nkandla matter has been a big problem for all of us.
What I saw there was not a problem of coaching, was a bunch of losers who don't have got any respect for this country.
When I use the term honorable, I do it out of respect for the traditions and conventions of this august house.